And in a matter of days, we will have a proposal. It will be a much smaller proposal than we had in the House bill, because that's where we can gain consensus, but it will be big enough to put us on a path of affordable, quality health care for all Americans that holds the insurance companies accountable.
She said this weekend, Bill, that it's not the job of lawmakers to be elected perpetually, and we should focus on the American people, essentially saying you could lose your seat. Charles.
Well, I think it's, first of all, easy for her to say to her members, we're not here to perpetuate ourselves in office, since they're going to lose their seats, and hers is a safe seat. Obama, also easy for him to say he's in office for an extra 2 years where he can repair his standing. But I think philosophically it's interesting to note, see that Nancy Pelosi of San Francisco is now a disciple of Edmund Burke of Bristol, England, who famously spoke about whether the job of a representative is to represent or to be a delegate, to reflect the views of the constituents or to act in what he perceives as the common, the good, or what we call today the national interest. I'm glad that her view is the Burkean view, that it should be the national interest. And I think that Republicans ought to be careful about just attacking the bills on the basis of its low standing in the public opinion polls. That ought to be an element. Even Burke had said that the opinion of your constituents ought to inform your view, but it shouldn't dictate it. I think the argument ought to be on the merits, and they ought to court Warren Buffett, who said the bill is not a good one because it doesn't contain cost. He does add, which I believe, that we have an obligation to insure the uninsured. However, if the system is insolvent and you don't fix it, you're not going to help the uninsured. In fact, you're going to end up uninsuring the insured, because those who depend on Medicare and Medicaid are going to be left with a system that is broke.